Welcome to the lectures on service management principles. I am Grönroos from Hanken School of Economics. The theme of this final lecture is conclusions, guiding rules, and barriers. Now, there are some management implications of the service profit logic that we talked about in an earlier lecture. And these are implications of service management and such. First of all, marketing management. Marketing management becomes promise management, recognizing both full-time and part-time marketers instead of just marketing through one function, one department, what we could call functionalistic marketing management. Secondly, human resource management. Externally oriented internal marketing is required instead of conventional HRM only. Now, HRM is also needed, but it has to be included in a marketing-like externally oriented process that has been called internal marketing. Then quality management. Management of customer perceived quality is important instead of internal quality assurance and management only. Customers perceive quality in two dimensions: the outcome, technical quality, and the process, functional quality. And in the normal case, however good the technical quality is, customers will be dissatisfied with quality if they dislike the functional quality. That is, if they don't like the service process. Productivity management. In a lecture on productivity, I said that productivity is the most dangerous concept inherited from manufacturing used in service management. And indeed it is, and it leads in the wrong direction. Holistic, externally oriented management of profit effectiveness is required instead of internal cost efficiency related management only. And then operations management. Well, customer-focused management operations is required, where the customer's participation in the service process is recognized. Internally focused, technically focused operations management leads in the wrong directions, equally much as manufacturing technical quality focused productivity management does. Now, let's look at marketing directly. What are the implications for marketing or consequences for marketing of a service management approach and service logic? Here I compare the effects of conventional marketing. In the middle column, negative consequences of conventional marketing for service businesses, and then requirements of the service logic and of service management. Now, first of all, diffusion of marketing activities. Conventional marketing, well, the customer focus exists only in parts of the organization, normally in sales and marketing departments and groups. Whereas service requires that the customer focus is all over the organization, that it really permeates the whole organization. And dedication to customer focus. Well, conventional marketing leads to a situation where only a limited part of the organization is engaged with marketing. Again, the marketing and sales professionals in their departments and groups, and not too many outside that. Whereas the service logic and service management requires that most of the organization must be dedicated to customer focus. Everybody in interactive processes and in support processes in the organization must be dedicated to a customer focus. That is, to what traditionally is called marketing. And organizing for marketing, well, conventional marketing makes marketing a hostage of the marketing department. And everybody else in the organization normally realizes that marketing, well, that's what goes on in the marketing department. I don't need to bother. And even if I'm told I should think about my job as a marketing job, I don't listen, because marketing is in the marketing department. This is a very typical psychological problem in firms. Now, a service logic requires that we take a different look at how to organize marketing. First of all marketing cannot be organized. Only the conventional, traditional parts of marketing and sales, still needed of course, marketing, communication, pricing, decisions, sales can be organized. But the rest of marketing, the interactive marketing part, the job of the part-time marketers can't be organized in one department. These people are still in their own departments, and their main task is something else than marketing, but they have to perform in a customer-focused manner. So their marketing can only be still instilled as an attitude of mind. Now, planning and budgeting for marketing. Well, traditionally, plans and budgets for marketing departments is what exists in firms. But marketing in a service business is throughout the organization. So marketing and customer focus must be included in all planning, whatever is planned, and coordinated in a business plan. And this, of course, is a huge challenge. And then commitment to internal marketing. Well, conventional marketing with marketing professionals, full-time marketers and salespeople only, no internal marketing is needed. These persons are professionals. They know what to do. Normal marketing training is, of course, in place, but no internal marketing. They are motivated for their job. However, in a service business, we have part-time marketers that are not appointed to perform a marketing task in the first place, and they should perform a technical task. But they need to be customer focused when doing what they are doing. And the part-time marketers outnumber the full-time marketers several times. So internal marketing is of strategic importance. Finally, one can think a little bit about the term marketing itself. And it turns out that it is really not the best possible term for what we are talking about in a service business. There are very many examples when firms are trying to make people interested in marketing when they are in the customer interface, when they're maintenance job or customer service jobs. And there's always a psychological resistance because people who are non-professionals in this area, they have this idea that marketing actually is about to make people buy things they don't need and don't want and don't deserve. So there is a problem with the term marketing. And I know about firms, for example, a big bank in Scandinavia who decades ago realized that marketing as a term is a problem and started to talk about, they used the phrase active customer contact. And people throughout the organization immediately started to listen and say, well, yes, I have customer contacts. What can I do to make them more active? So this is something we need to think about. What term do we then in practice use for customer-focused behavior or performance for marketing? Now, some guidelines for service management. There are 7 rules, which are not rules, of course, but 7 guidelines. And in spite of the introduction of new technologies and the increasing level of digitalization, people are still a key resource in service businesses. Now, the first rule, the general approach, tells us that the firm must strategically be devoted to solve the customer's problems, like a consultant. The demand analysis rule says that, well, we can do analysis of what customers want, and we should do that by creating as good customer insight as gaining as good customer insight as possible. But in the service encounter, be that maintaining machinery in the customer's premises or serving our customers in the service firm's premises, the person who interacts with the customer does the final demand analysis and must be prepared to listen to the customer, to understand the customer, understand what the customers perhaps really want, that is somewhat different from what we thought. The same goes for quality control. Only in the service encounter can final quality control take place. And marketing, Well, in the service encounter, the part-time marketers do the major marketing job, making it sure that customers get satisfied and want to buy again. And technology must not be developed so that it makes servicing customers problematic. Technology must be customer-focused, customer service-focused. And the organizational support is required. This means that the organization has to be developed in a way that providing service to customers is possible. Normally a flat organization, a transparent organization with a lot of information flow and easy information access and empowered and enabled persons. And finally, the seventh rule, management support, that management through their managerial decisions and through the leadership they show constantly, not only talking but only by doing, supports a service perspective and good service in the business. Now, finally, there are some barriers too. I mean, unless management has the determination, courage, and strength needed to implement visions and plans, good intellectual analysis and thorough planning of a service-focused business is rather valueless. And just 5 barriers. Organizational barrier. Well, it relates very much to the rule of organization. We must not create an organization which becomes a barrier to good service. Systems and regulations related barrier. Well, it relates to technology, but also to rules and regulations that exist in firms. They might not be contradictory to providing good service. Management related barriers. Well, the leadership that managers shows must not be counterproductive to a service culture and good service. Strategy related barrier. Well, the strategy has to be customer focused and service focused to start with. Otherwise the firm won't become a service business. And finally, decision-making barriers. If management doesn't have the determination, courage, and strength to implement good analysis, good plans, then nothing will happen. So these are important barriers to creating a service business and maintaining a service business. Now, this was the final lecture in the series Service Management Principles lectures. The book that these lectures relate to are shown at the bottom of this slide. So thank you for taking the time to follow these lectures.